Hello. It is February 26th. It's about 3 in the morning. So I have about 31 days until House of Dittmer launches. So in those 31 days, I have to sew 6 different shirts, photograph those shirts, and photograph my ulster coat, and edit this video so that on the 28th of March 2021 at 12 p.m. I can upload this video concurrently with launching the House of Dittmer website. Technically it's already up, it's just password locked. But we will be open to the public and ready to accept orders. So our starting lineup, or starting collection, is going to be the ulster coat that you saw me make in the last 4 videos, and then the Dan shirts. And the Dan shirts are, I actually designed the formal Dan last year because I needed a new shirt for the haunt because the one they were having me wear was plastic. So I wanted a linen one. And then I lost it. The costume girl has it because I lost it as a haunt. So the Dan shirt is based off shirts from the 19th century with some inspiration taken from the 18th century as well, but mostly 19th century. I'll put my 2 reference images I primarily worked from up here. So there's 6 versions, and they alter along 2 axes. So you can get them in cotton or linen, and then you can either get the classic, which is just a basic 19th century men's shirt. You can wear it if you're a lady or non-binary, gender or whatever. And then we have the short, which is the classic, but historical shirts are pretty long. They actually reach like the mid-thigh to the knee, and modern shirts don't do that. So I wanted to have an option for if you prefer the length of a modern shirt, but you wanted something that felt 19th century. So there's that one. So it's just a classic, but it is 10 inches shorter. So it falls about at your hips, which is about where a modern t-shirt falls. And then there's the formal, which is the same length, and then it's got a, instead of just a solid front, it has a pleated button-up bib, which is very cool. I love it. And then they all have a yoke. They all have gathered poofy sleeves. And they all natural, so they're going to be very breathable. So I have to get to work on those later, because I'm going to go to bed because it's 3 a.m. So this is all the pattern pieces for the shirt. I have them all marked with sticky notes because they are all, the entire pattern is just different squares and rectangles. So like this, the front is for a large 20 by 30. The back is also 20 by 30, but I have it in 2 pieces, so it's 2 10 by 30s. Like the collar, 17 by 3, and there's 2 of them. There's 2 20 by 20 sleeves. The yoke is 18 by 6. The cuffs are 4 by 8.5. The gussets are 4 by 4. So I have bunch of different squares and rectangles, and I just have them marked so I make sure which one is which. I'm going to attempt to do French seams on these. I've very little experience with French seams, but I feel like doing that is going to be faster than doing hand stitching, hand filing down all the edges, the raw edges. So that's going to be better for me because I don't feel like doing that, and that's also going to be better for the business because that'll cut down lead time if I don't have to spend however many hours filing down all the seam allowances on every shirt. Because anything I can do to decrease lead times, I'm going to at least consider. So, let's get going. Okay, so I have everything cut out except for the cuffs. I need to go recut those. I have everything cut out for the cotton short, as well as the cotton classic that I did last night, this morning, whatever. So, something I realized when I was cutting out the short is that the sleeves are a 20 by 20 square for all designs. The front and back body panel on a short are 20 by 20 squares. So this pile is both sleeves and short body now. So this isn't the most fun thing, but I have created a cut list. So this is going to, let's look at my little whiteboard here, but to give you a sense of placement, this is right above the desk. So this shows just what pieces I need to cut out for the current project. So since we are doing the shirts, they are in cotton and linen. I haven't cut any of the linen yet, so that's why it's all empty. But we have the 20 squares, which is what I'm calling the sleeves and the short body panels because they're 20-inch squares. So I need 8 of those, 6 cuffs, 3 yokes, 6 collar pieces, because there's 2 collar pieces, an undercollar and overcollar, 3 shirts, so I need 6 collars. I need 1 classic front, which is 20 by 30. I need 2 30 backs, which is 20 by 30. I can just make this, hold on. Okay, so those are now just a 30 body. So the only difference between a 30 body back and a 30 body front, like a classic front, is a classic front has a little neck slit at the top. Same thing with a difference between a 20 square for a sleeve, a 20 square for a back, 20 square for a front. Square sleeves and back, completely the same. Front, neck slit. So I have 2 of those, need 1 more, and then I need 2 formal bibs and a formal front. And then I don't have any of those over there. And then in the blue, it's just how many I need to cut. Shut up! God damn! Okay, we have all the pieces cut out for the cotton. I have a couple, so I have, how many I have? I have 3 30 bodies. At least one of them is cut into 2 with a back seam, just to save on space. Formal bibs, got 2 of those. Got, how many colors? 6 colors. Let's see, 8 20 squares. 3 yokes, how many cuffs? 6 cuffs, 1 formal front, 6 gussets? Yeah, 6 gussets. 6 collars, did I mention that? And 2 formal bibs. So I have all the cotton. So I think I'm going to sew all the cotton ones first, and then worry about the linen ones, just to clear off this space. Because before I cut the linen ones, and then if need be, and I only get the cotton ones done and photographed before we launch, I can just hold off the linen for a couple weeks and then launch those. Don't want to do that, but it's an option. So let's get sewing. Well, not tonight, I'm going to bed. at not 3 a.m. for once. Ooh. Okay, so we are at a much farther point along. So I have, this is the formal style. I started off with the formal style because it's the one that I have prior experience with. This is actually the initial shirt that I patterned and made. And then I made the classic, I designed the classic as a version of this, and then the short as a version of the classic. So it is in 4 parts right now. We've got the main body fall, which has the bib attached to the front, attached to the yoke, attached to the back, and then we have the collar, and then we have the 2 sleeves. I sewed together all of the collars for the cotton ones just at once, and then I decided that I was not going to do that with the rest of them, because I want to get like a good sense of how long it takes me to make one shirt, to see if I want to potentially adjust the price point that I have it at, which I don't really want to do because I kind of like how I'm pricing them right now, but we'll see. So something else that I learned when doing this, so the sleeves are gathered into the cuffs, and then they're also gathered into the arm side, but they're not done yet. Haven't done that yet. And something that I learned is I don't like doing machine gathering stitches. I tried doing it, but it just didn't work, so I just did them by hand. I mean, it's not like there's not handwork on this. Like, this little hemi here on the edges fell down, and then the inside of the cuff is fell down. The outside is stitched by machine, and then the flipped in and felt. There's actually not a lot of hand. I'm trying to minimize the amount of handwork to just get this done quicker. So the entire thing is done with a French seam, or with French seams, which I have decided that when I make the formal bodies from now on, I'm going to stitch the bibs onto the front panel, and then I'm going to stitch those onto the yoke. What I did this time was I think I stitched the back panel onto the yoke, and then I stitched the front panel onto the yoke, and then I stitched the bibs into the front panel and the yoke, and it was not great. It was messy as hell. So we're gonna not do that anymore. So yeah. So next step, I think I'm going to do the sleeves. So I'll gather the sleeves in, and then I'm going to sew them into the... So the actual sleeve part gathers into the space along the yoke, and then the gusset comes down 2 inches below the yoke. And then the rest of it gets sewn down to about right there. So this that's going to stay open so that you have room to raise your legs. Because if you can't tell, that's the wrong way. This is a long boy, which is why we have the slits on the side, and then also why there's the short version if you are not looking for something this long, if you're going for more of a history bounding thing versus historical recreation or accuracy. So that's why I have the classic one. Or that's why I have the short one. I don't think I'm going to be doing a short version of the formal unless there's some demand for it, but I think we're going to keep it long. Because, like, you're supposed to tuck your shirt in when you're being all nice and formal anyway, so it's like, does length really matter? Anyway, I'm going to sew this one up, and then maybe I'll even show you some of it. Yeah, I didn't record anything. But that means there's no footage of my mental breakdown that I had the other night. My new dress from game. Why does it have a butthole? Okay, and then very solid foam. Just kind of shove the pole up this one nut. Make this a little nut to support the wings on it. And then this thing covers up the butthole. Ta-da! Let's try pinning it. Let me go get a shirt. The problem with Bethany, my other dress form, is A, she's dummy thick, and B, she's got titties. So, these shirts, because they're made for me without titties, and some of her measurements match up with mine at their lowest, but some of them don't match up with mine. So, basically, these shirts don't fit on her. So, okay. But this one, I believe, is smaller than me. So let's try this out. Do you like it? Did I already make that reference? Yeah, I get it. Okay. So that means I just need the short one. So fun fact, the short one is too short. So it ends about at like the hemline of my jeans, and they should go just a little further past that. So in the end, the 20 squares are now 22 squares, which should add length to the body and to the sleeves, which are both a little short. And then it will add width to the body, making it a little bit less sausagey and make the sleeves poofier. We all love poofy sleeves, don't we? So, House of Dittmer is now live and online. The password protector page that you would have seen if you came before today has been taken offline, and you can shop to your content. We have both the shirts that I made today in all 3 styles available in cotton and linen, as well as the Ulster coat that I made in my previous videos. Do note, that one is significantly more expensive. I would really appreciate it if you take a look and tell your friends about it, and I would love you to the moon and back if you bought something. I do have more ideas for more products in mind as we move forward, so I might even vlog about some of them. So make sure you subscribe to this channel and following Wanda on Instagram at WandaFame to keep up on video-related news. For product-related news, or if you would like to buy something, make sure you go to houseofdittmer.com or follow at House of Dittmer on Instagram. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for checking out House of Dittmer. Have a good one.